Welcome and thank you for joining us. I'm Jessica Barbier, your host for the Cox OC Connection. Today we'll be discussing everything volunteer related. We'll be speaking to OneOC and we'll be learning about the longest and largest running Employee Volunteer Appreciation Luncheon in Orange County, Spirit of Volunteerism. With us today is Steve Churm, who's co-chair of the Spirit of Volunteerism Awards. We have Mark Lowry, he's the Executive Director of Orange County Food Bank. He's also a committee member and one of the previous winners. And we have Barbara Powers, who's the Chief Development Officer at OneOC. Welcome and thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
I know you guys are very busy. You're getting this great event planned, so we appreciate you taking time to sit down with us and share with the community all of the great work that you're putting into this. Barbara, let's start with you and tell us an overview of OneOC for those at home that might not be familiar with the organization.
Sure. OneOC is a nonprofit. We've been around for 56 years. We were formerly the Volunteer Center Orange County, and we changed our name to OneOC simply because we expanded on our mission. So our mission is to accelerate nonprofit success. We help nonprofits through volunteer services, connecting volunteers in the community to nonprofits. We also do training, consulting, and back office services for nonprofits.
And can you tell us why OneOC is so important for those that are in the community of Orange County?
I think it really is the core to the mission, connecting both community members and companies to nonprofits. We have so many important nonprofits in Orange County helping those pressing, urgent, unmet needs. They couldn't do it without volunteers. And so being able to connect members to do good in the community is one big reason, but also to be there for the nonprofits as an advocate to help them with best practices, sharing with each other, just to help them become more effective and efficient, as passionate as they are about their mission.
Great. And Steve, you are the Vice President of the OC Register, as well as a co-chair for this event this year. What was it about OneOC that drew you to the mission and getting involved?
Well, I think OneOC has been one of those foundational nonprofits here in Orange County. As Barbara mentioned, over a half century of service. The Orange County Register has been a proud supporter and partner with OneOC for a number of years. And in my role at the Orange County Register, we really felt it was important to make sure that this event on April 9th at the Disneyland Hotel, in which we will bring 1,100 volunteers, organizations and companies together to really celebrate volunteerism, the spirit of volunteerism. The Register really felt it was important to continue to see that event thrive and grow. And we are involved because it is volunteers who really are the muscle of both nonprofits and frankly this county in terms of making this a better place and helping those in need. So we're very excited about our continued involvement. I'm excited about being the co-chair.
So 1,100 volunteers. Are these just employee volunteers? Are they people that volunteer that are individuals? What type of volunteers will be at this event?
It's a range of individuals. It could be nonprofits themselves who have volunteers who come in and perform specific duties and services, and those nonprofits want to recognize those volunteers. Can be corporations, companies in Orange County, their own employees who go out and volunteer in the community in off hours. So both companies and nonprofits have the ability to nominate and then recognize people who are giving of their own time to really help drive the vast number of nonprofits that are providing all this wonderful service in this county.
And can you tell us about the awards, what the categories are, and what kind of nominations you're looking for?
Well, we have a very large award called Giving is Living, in which a company and a nonprofit are jointly recognized for some extraordinary, I think, progress and success in the area of service through the use of volunteers. But it's really recognizing across the board volunteers doing lots of different things. So if you have an organization, a company, or you're involved with a nonprofit and you really feel there's somebody who has given on a very special level, you can certainly nominate them and they have a good chance of being recognized at this phenomenal luncheon.
Great. And when is the deadline to get nominations for volunteers?
The deadline, Barbara, and you probably can help me. February 28th.
Okay, great. So we
Thank you,
still have
Barbara.
time to
Yes,
get that
we do.
information in. And Mark, last year you were one of the winners of one of the awards. Can you speak to the award and what it meant to your organization?
Well, sure. I mean, it was nice to be honored among peers and to be in a room full of people that were so passionate about the mission of their organization. And for us, it also gave us an opportunity to say, we get it. It's accepted that an organization like ours work hard to meet the needs of our customers, but not everybody had fully embraced the idea that volunteers and donors have needs too. They may be different, but volunteers want to feel connected. You know, they want to feel part of a community. They want to feel needed and appreciated. They want to have meaningful service, and they want to know that their contribution makes a difference. So it gave us an opportunity to share that awakening that we've had over the years with some of our peers.
And do you remember some of the other award winners last year?
Well, there were some, of course, there are people from the arts and the environment, from social service organizations like ours. Last year they did something a little bit different. There were 3 Giving is Living awardees. This year we're kind of back to a process where there is 1.
Okay.
But last year there was, the food bank was one of the Giving is Living awardees, as was a construction company and an organization in Irvine, that Families Forward, that has done a wonderful work in the community.
There is so much robust work going on in our community, so I think a program like this is so essential. So last year you were a winner, and this year you're on the committee. Can you talk to me about some of the goals that you have for this year's event?
Sure. We have both quantitative goals and qualitative goals. With Steve's leadership, we know that we've got a room that we want to fill up with people. So we anticipate having 1,100 attendees. We will meet that goal. We want to honor or recognize about 350 volunteers. We will reach that goal. We hope to have about 140 nonprofits, and we'll reach that goal. And we want to do some fundraising for the OneOC as well, so they can continue supporting the work of other nonprofits. And with the help of the community, we'll reach that goal as well. But in addition to those quantitative goals, we have qualitative goals too. It is at the Disneyland Hotel, and there's probably no better partner than to help create a magical experience. We want the event to be inspiring. We want it to be fun. And we also want to make sure that each person, though, even though there are a lot of people being recognized, has their own individual unique moment, and that they're made to feel special and appreciated and the stars that they are.
And you touched on the fundraising aspect. Steve, I want to go to you because OC Register has so generously helped really build a great sponsorship program. I wanted to ask you if sponsorship possibilities are still open to the public, and then if you can kind of give us an overview of what those look like.
Yes, absolutely. Sponsorship opportunities, and they are all levels of sponsorship in terms of different contribution levels. And I think it's really important for companies to see this as a moment. Increasingly, corporate social responsibility is very much a part of companies today. A lot of younger millennials that are going to work at some of the great companies here in Orange County. Certainly it has to be a job that fits their skill sets. It certainly has to be a company that is trusted, but it also has to be a company that is giving back to communities. And I think that one way that companies can give back to a community is to create channels and opportunities for those employees to get into the community and to volunteer and to really enhance the communities in which those companies operate in. Making your community better is very important to a growing set of employees. And this is an opportunity for a company then to demonstrate to their employees and really to the community that they have done something and recognize the people within their companies that are giving back. So there's great benefits to a company to really demonstrate the other side to their personality. Besides great products and services and making money, how do we make our communities better, higher quality of living, safer, and really help the thousands of people who need a lending hand to get further and to get on their feet.
And I had mentioned in the beginning of the segment that it's the longest and largest event. So we said 1,100 volunteers. And how long has this Spirit of Volunteerism program been in Orange County?
So this is the 38th year.
Wow, that's incredible.
And we're very proud to partner with the Register for many, many, many of those years. And they really are helping give visibility through the sponsorships. They really kind of up their partnership, so we really appreciate that.
And how have you seen the program evolve over the years?
You know, it's sold out now for the past 4 years, so I think that says something in itself. It's really fun and inspiring, and I think just bringing the community together. I think that nonprofits are really seeing it as a value. It's inexpensive but really grand public way to honor their volunteers. That's really important to retaining your volunteers. It brings the community together, that it's not just one organization, but 140 nonprofits together all doing good, and it's because of the volunteers. So Mark has been there for many of the years too. I think, to me, it's just kind of the fun and sizzle in the room and bringing everybody together.
Oh yeah, and I think like you mentioned, it's a great way for companies to recognize their employees. Some companies might be too small to have a big program of their own, but to be able to go to Disneyland, and I know I get employees asking me back in October, November, when's Spirit of Volunteerism? Am I making the list? And so, you're doing a great thing in the community. I know firsthand that people are really excited to attend. So Spirit of Volunteerism is one of the many volunteer initiatives you have going on in the community. Can you speak a little bit about your Spirit of Volunteerism and some of the other initiatives you're involved with?
Sure. So OneOC is, Spirit of Volunteerism is our largest signature fundraising event, but we also have Days of Service, which is really growing for us. So it's 5 national days of service. We just finished Martin Luther King Day. We have Earth Day, 9/11 Day of Service and Remembrance, Family Volunteer Day, and then our own Spirit of Giving in December, where we read to Title I first graders and help provide literacy programs to them. So that is really core to us, and again, it's just engaging community volunteers as well as companies and their employees in an easy, just show up that day, volunteer, do some good. That's really core to our mission too. And then our big thing is engaging companies in volunteerism and giving. So that has been big for us, really trying to grow that. We know that big companies are doing a great job with it, and we're hoping that we can engage more mid-sized and smaller companies as well.
Great. And then Mark, from a nonprofit side of things, there's so much research that people don't want to just write checks anymore, but they really want to go and get their hands dirty with gardening or painting. How are you seeing that on the nonprofit side?
Yeah, we did see in the midst of the financial crisis where it was more challenging for people to write a check that might have been able to a year or two beforehand, but at the same time our volunteerism did blossom. So people were still hungry for an opportunity to make a difference in the community, and that was one way that they could be boots on the ground, involved in the front lines, helping address the needs of nonprofits and community service organizations like ours.
Great. And then Steve, we've mentioned a lot of great ways that the community can get involved. They can nominate a volunteer, they can sponsor. I'm not sure if they can buy tickets, it might be sold out, but if they want to find out more information on this event, how can they go and find more?
Well, you certainly, OneOC, you can find OneOC online, I believe, Barbara, oneoc.org. Lots of information, and more each day as we get closer. We're inside or getting close to about 60 days from the event itself. That's one way. They certainly can call OneOC, and individuals such as Barbara can help provide all kinds of information. I think awareness is what's important, and the wonderful thing about OneOC is that they are all about connecting the community, and they've been doing that, as I said earlier, for a half century, and connecting the community with opportunities to make this a better place to live. And the Spirit of Volunteerism Awards is simply emblematic of that long journey that OneOC's been on, and it really is a culmination every year of what they do so well in helping this be a very special place to live.
That's wonderful, and it looks like OneOC has a great support system to make this Spirit of Volunteerism better and better each year. So thank you all for taking time out of your day, for co-chairing and being part of the committees, and we look forward to seeing you at the Disneyland Hotel for the event. For more information on our community initiatives, please visit us at cox-cares.org. And to find out about our programming, please visit cox3.com. Thank you for joining us.